fight. Mama's gonna burn their houses down. And if you grow up with his smile, Mama's gonna be so proud of you.
What is going on, everyone? I am back with another review video, and as you can see, I am reviewing the Harley Quinn from the Injustice video game, the first Injustice game. It was Injustice Gods Among Us, and this is from the folks over at Figurarts, always bringing awesome figures, and this figure is no less awesome. I've actually had this figure for a while. It's funny, I was going through my archive of videos, and I remember when I first got this figure, this was back in March, and I did kind of like a short little presentation, but it was a really crappy video. So, I mean, what better way than now to really just do a full-blown review video with better quality, better lighting and everything. So, as always, guys, I mean, on the front, we have just the front cover. Pretty much a standard Figurarts. Give us this awesome box with all the artwork and everything, and then open box to see all the accessories that come with it. Turn it to the side. Pretty much have the figure in a standard pose. Turn it to the back, and again, we just have Harley Quinn posed with which will looks like fog in the background. Really cool. And then this is pretty much an overview of everything, all the accessories that come with her. And then on the side, just pretty much artwork of her. So let's get this figure cracked open and reviewed. So cracked open and out of the packaging, this is just a very beautiful figure, and the fact that it's done by Figurarts, it makes it that much better. I mean, this is a good representation of Harley Quinn, and I mean, Harley Quinn in general is just a beautiful character. Beautiful and crazy, right? Just the two awesome combinations. But anyways, I digress. One thing I will say is that I'm surprised that I didn't do this review a long time ago. I mean, I did just a little brief explanation, like I said at the beginning of the video, but nothing to do this figure justice, which this figure deserves a heck of a lot more than the crappy review that I did. If you want to see it, I'll leave the card on top, so you know, just click it on top of this video. But anyways, getting back to the figure, I mean, just awesome sculpting all around. Figurarts, I mean, they always do an awesome job. You're always going to get your money's worth with their products. Yeah, very cool attention to detail. She looks just like she did in the video game, it's basically just a replica of her coming out of the video game. That's just how awesome they did, how awesome of a job they did. Paint apps are all here. Articulation is here. Just everything. Anyways, first I'll get into her pistols. Or you know what? I'll do the pistols last. Because like I said in my last video, I'm going to do accessories kind of separate, so that way you can see the full detail of them instead of me putting my hand in front of the camera and, you know, reviewing it and having the camera adjust back and forth. So right now I'll get into the figure. So her ponytails, as you can see, they're articulated. You can move her hair basically a full 360, but be careful because they are a little bit delicate. So just kind of just be careful, because especially like right here, they could break real easy. So honestly, like, just be as gentle as you can. But like you can see, you can adjust her ponytails to however you want them, and that's really cool. Very, very cool attention to detail. And it's cool, we have the black diamond right here. Well, they're both black diamonds. But we have one red ponytail and then one black. The traditional Harley Quinn, not the blue and pink that they're starting to make Harley Quinn, you know, because of Suicide Squad. Which is alright, but me personally, I always like the red and black. But, yeah, and then down here, we have the red diamonds sculpted on. And then on her, like her vest, these are sculpted on spikes. And if you can't notice, yeah, her belly button, they sculpted that in there, not just paint. And then her thong is sculpted on there. Turning it to the back, as you can see, she's got the diamonds. And then Kiss of This is on her back of her vest. Just a very beautiful figure. This piece, it's just one piece. Just goes into the pegs right here. However, her knife does come out, which when I first noticed that, I thought that was really awesome. So that's a whole nother accessory right there. It's basically just a knife with a jester hat on it. A little face. So I mean, this figure, oh, well, it goes with her other hand, but yeah. I was trying to have her hold it with her gun holding hands, but she has another hand for that. Yeah, still got it in there fine. She's got a rotation on her chest. So all in all, I mean, this is just a very awesome figure. And I picked her up for, I think it was like 30 bucks. You know, I didn't have a opportunity to take advantage of that SH Figurarts sale that they were having. I didn't even know what was going on until it was pretty much too late. But, I mean, I bought this figure, like I said, back in March. So, I mean, the sale wasn't even going on. So, I mean, articulation, pretty standard SH Figurarts. You know, you have the double jointed knees. Foot goes forward and back. A little bit of foot or toe articulation. But it kind of hinges it, or it kind of hinders it because of this piece right here. So you can't really put her toe that much far up, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But, I mean, it's cool that they included it. Elbow, standard, again, SH Figurarts, double jointed elbows. Her hand is on a ball joint. Her head, one thing, I don't know if it's because of my figure, but her head can't really look up that much. But she can look down fine. So, let's get into the accessories. So getting into the accessories, first I'll get into her mallet, which it's very detailed, which a lot of these accessories are. As you can see, it's got the red and black diamonds, kind of a gray base and gold. And then we have just the red and white right here. One thing I will say is that this base, it doesn't come apart, so that way you can easily access it in her hand. So you're gonna have to kind of wiggle it around. It's supposed to go into this hand, so you got to be really careful, especially because this base right here, it's a lot bigger than her hand. So you're gonna have to be just really careful getting that in there. So that's one thing I will give a gripe about. Just the fact that this hand, I mean, it fits fine. You just got to be careful, which no big deal. So I mean, if you want her to hold this mallet with both hands, you just fit it in there like that. Just be careful. And as you saw, I mean, we have two grabbing hands. Detailed pretty nice. We have her fingerless gloves and her hands, just standard. And then we have this hand, which I didn't take the cards out because they're very small, but that's basically what this hand is supposed to do. It's supposed to hold those cards. So you just kind of open up her hand like that, and then fit the cards in. But I'll kind of show briefly. They're taped in. They're taped into the plastic casing, but that's the card right there, but they're extremely small, and I don't want to lose them, so I'm not taking them out. But you can either have her hold the cards, or get her in a pose like, hey, okay, you know. And then we have open hands, which you can get her in shots of just different poses, you know, touching her body like Harley Quinn would, and, you know, be the seductive thing that she is. And then we have closed fists, and then we get the two different faces. Well, actually three. I mean, you already saw the other one. So we have the angry face, which that's cool. Then we have kind of like the neutral face. Then we have her earrings. Or no, not her earrings. That's basically a part of her hair. But yeah, the mask is sculpted on like that. Did a really awesome job. No paint smear, really. Really cool. Nicely sculpted. And then we get the revolvers, which I'm really... I can really appreciate the fact that SH Figurarts gave us metal revolvers. I mean, that I was really surprised when I first pulled this figure out, and the fact that these were metal and not plastic. And they're detailed really nice too. Got the base right here, and then the chamber, and then of course the metal barrel. Really cool. And then, as you already saw, but I'll show it again, we have the knife, which it's just a standard gray blade, but the fact that they sculpted a face on there. Let me see if I can really get that on camera. I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. But yeah, I can really appreciate that they did that. Sculpted a face on the handle. So, in way of accessories, she comes with a lot. And again, SH Figurarts, you know, you're paying good money for a well-detailed figure. So before I close this video out, let me just get the figure back in display. So awesome detailing, awesome accessories, awesome articulation. This figure just has it all. And for anyone who has played the Injustice game, you know that, I mean, this she looks just like she came out of the video game. I mean, they even attached her little like her boots, like her spurs. And it's really cool that they did a one spur and then one like bell that would attach to her shoes. So that's really cool detail that I can appreciate. And SH Figurarts in general, I mean, they're meant for getting them into, you know, basically either movie or video game accurate displays. And then, you know, just leaving them there and every once in a while messing around with them. They're not intended for, you know, giving to little Johnny to play with his G.I. Joes and his other, you know, toys. Because, I mean, these figures, they are very articulated, but they can be kind of fragile, just with different parts like I was showing with her ponytail and even like her wrist. You got to be careful when you're swapping out the hands and everything. I would show her with her different faces, but again, I don't really want to swap it out just because, I mean, like I said, this is a fragile figure. I showed the faces earlier, and I mean, so you guys get a good account for what the faces look like and everything. So, in closing, I will end with this. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment, and collect what you love, and I will see you guys in the next video.